Yo, I don't know what's happening. I have 2 live streams going at the same time. What is my life? What is going on? Are they both connected at the same time? Is that what's happening? This is... I'm so... Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dude, I wish that I could express to you how confused I am. The weirdest thing just happened. I was... I was streaming, right? And I realized every single, like, YouTube thing that I scheduled as a mobile stream. And I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. Maybe because I scheduled them from my iPad. I guess it made them... Okay, it made them mobile streams. So then I had to create a new live stream. And it's now got 2 of them live. Maybe because I scheduled them from my iPad. Okay, I can kind of hear myself talking now. Are they both the same? Oh, they're both the same. They're both the same fucking stream. This is insane. Okay, I've got 2 streams live. I'm just gonna share the new link for that on Instagram. So crazy. Why? Why has this happened? I'm sorry. This is bizarre. Okay. Let me grab my link and post it on Instagram, because now I've done all my advertising like a grown-up, like I was supposed to do, and none of it's right. None of it's correct. Which is wild to me. Okay. Let me share. Copy link. And create a story. Story. We'll do that. And I'll put a sticker link. Paste. That says, I'm live. Boom. Add to my story. And now I have to go do it on my broadcast channel. I swear I do this for a living. I swear, I do. This is actually my job, if you can believe it. Paste. Boom. Now I gotta go to Discord. Unless you did it. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. Because I'm apparently completely inept. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let me turn some music on. And then we're gonna draw. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. Alright. Music. Play. Let me get my reference. Pinterest. Okay. Sweet. Alright, we can work now. We can do this now. Hopefully people will actually come hang out. I don't know. Because I'm pretty confusing. Work. Okay. So, we're going to be working in Fresco for the iPad right now, because I have some assets and stuff already created, because I did the Who's That Pokemon thing. And so we're going to do a bunch more. Yo, Vecta! Thank you so much for popping in. It's great to see you. I'm sorry if you were trying to get into the stream earlier. I scheduled all of my live streams ahead of time, trying to be a grown-up, you know? I was trying to be responsible and get my shit together, and I scheduled all of them as mobile streams, and apparently after you do that, it doesn't let you switch it back to a desktop streaming service stream. It's already been scheduled, so it's just like that. So all of the information that I gathered, all the thumbnails I made, I have to like redo all of them. I'm so mad. What I'm gonna do is select multiple, and I'm gonna group this, and I'm gonna hide, no, I'm not gonna hide that. No, maybe I will. What the hell? Oh, the Photoshop layer. Yeah, we're gonna leave that off. I'm gonna group my popsicle sign, select multiple, group, we'll hide that, and then I'm gonna unhide this. So this is the coughing, I think this is coughing, wheezing or coughing. One of the quirks of YouTube streaming. Yeah, it was really annoying. I was like, what the hell is happening? So I have this now, and we're gonna do some more, and I'm actually gonna check, because I think I got more suggestions on Instagram, but we are gonna start with a Jigglypuff, and I'm pretty excited about it. I had hoped that somebody would suggest Jigglypuff. Slow clap. Hey! Hey, get out of here, Jay! That's rude. Rude, you're rude to me. You're rude to me. Okay, Dashbun of Volcarona, Jigglypuff, and Torkoal are the requests. Let's start with a Jiggly. After we do this, because what I need to do is, real quick, we'll duplicate this layer and we'll throw this down in there. What we need to do is kind of create for ourselves a little template. Because I have basically what I like for these to look like, because I've done a few of them now. But what we want to do is build a base so that we can work on the same base every time. So I am just going to, oops, let's get a different, let's see, the worn taper. And I'm just gonna make myself like a little shape here. And it's just going to be like a black and white grayscale kind of placeholder, and we'll duplicate it every time and kind of make our own different Pokemon every time we decide to start a project, and it'll be super easy that way. They should have made a Pokemon that was named Coffee, which is the same voice as coughing, but is coffee cup shaped. They already have a teacup though, because they got lazy with the Pokemon after a while. The Sinistea. Kind of crazy. Crazy. Some of them, so I have a hot take for you guys real quick on what I think about Pokemon. I acknowledge all the first 150 Pokemon, okay? Those are all real Pokemon to me. I have a place in my heart for them. But after a while, Pokemon started becoming not Pokemon anymore. And those ones are weird for me, okay? Those ones are odd. There's this one. Which one is the Pokemon that looks like a clown holding a steel beam over his shoulder? Which one's that guy? Deathman, what's up? What's up, bro? I screwed up my whole stream schedule event. So I'm sorry if you're trying to get in here earlier. I was not here. I was troubleshooting the dumb baby mistake I made. You acknowledge up to Sinnoh. Which one's the one that looks like a clown holding the bar? The Conclider. Okay, hold on. Let me Google this real quick, because we're gonna have a discussion about Pokemon. Okay, images. What's the girder? Not girder. What's the one underneath it? In between girder and Conclidor. Or Conkeldurr. That's the one I'm talking about. What's that guy's name? Because this is the evolution. I don't even acknowledge his name. Conkeldurr. He's got like a clown nose for some reason. Doesn't make any damn sense. He's got like veins on his arms because he's ripped. It's weird. Is it Girder? Is it Girder? Okay, this guy. Let me see. Hold on, Girder. Girder. Yeah. Okay. So, hot take. Maybe it's not a hot take. Maybe other people feel this way, and I'm just, you know, sharing so that nobody has to feel bad for thinking this anymore. But this is not a Pokemon. This is a grown-ass man with a job. Okay? And I don't think that that can be a Pokemon. I don't think he's allowed. I don't think he's invited. I think a Pokemon is like a cute little pocket monster. This guy doesn't fit in your pocket. This guy has pockets. He can't be a Pokemon if he is employed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't think that this can be a Pokemon. And every time I see him, it makes me mad. I get upset. I feel like he should have like a full first and last name, and he should be wearing shoes. And I don't think that that is something that can be, you know, so needless to say, Girder will not be allowed in the requests for these because I have a specific dislike of him. Let me pull up Jigglypuff, though, just to prepare that for later. But yeah, you know, I just think that if you look like a grown person, and you have like clothes that you wear, and it looks like you have a job and you're like part of a union. Machoke and Machamp, I do make special exception to them because I've had my entire life to get used to them. But I think that we all know why those ones are a little awkward, especially Machamp. I think he's a little too attractive to be a Pokemon. I don't think that's okay. And I don't think as a Pokemon you're allowed to have a job or be like a candidate for fan fiction. I think those are that's the line, you know? Those are the lines that can't be crossed if something's gonna be a Pokemon. For me, you know? That's just my rule. You can have your own rules if you want. It's fine. I just think that those are the... What about Mr. Mime? Mr. Mime's fucking terrifying. And I think we all know that. I think you know that. And I don't know why, you know, Mr. Mime is a villain in my eyes. Let's not just discuss Pokemon fan fiction ever. I mean, in chat. Oh yeah, I forgot Jay's here. We can't do that. We can't do that. That's a thing. I'm sure. Nope. I know what goes on in that shit. I spend too much time on the internet. Yeah. So it's just, you know, I have hard rules. I have hard rules. The ones that I'm gonna choose, I am gonna try a newer Pokemon. Somebody requested a Tarkle, and I don't know how we'll be able to do Tarkle, to be honest, but we could do something like, I mean, like the shape of this one that I've done, for coughing. It could be something like that, where like the big part is like the shell. Jay, I'll time you out. I shouldn't even have brought it up. I could probably do it like this and then have like the way that the little head hangs off right here could be like Tarkle's head. That could work. Okay, so we have a base. I'm gonna hide these for now because I also need to do the stick. But it needs to be on top. So, in fairness, I wasn't the one who brought it up. That's fair. In fairness, I accept that. Alright. So, I also think what I'd like to do, especially with illustrations like these, like it's not like a full-blown painting. So technically, like, what would be really cool to do is like whoever requested them on Instagram, I will tag them when I post it, because I think I can finish a couple of these in a stream. We'll see. It's been a while since I did them. It's been a while since I've done a new Popsicle. I think we can do it though, so we could probably get like 2, 3 if I'm on a roll, you know? This is a pretty small file. I don't know if I want my file to be this small, but we're gonna see. You know what's gonna be the deciding factor is how the pixels look when I use the pixel brush. Because I use the noise brush for it that I like to do. And if I don't, you see like the noisy texture on it? If it doesn't look like that, let's just do a test real quick. I'm just gonna grab this. Let's turn it on to dissolve. I know that sounds weird, but like that's the truth, is like if I do this, well, that'll be fine. That'll be fine, I think. That's okay. It's just sometimes if my file is really big, then like the grain is too tiny. But I think that this will work. Okay. Also, this one's been merged and manipulated a lot of times, so it looks slightly different. But I think we have our base. Actually, we need to remove some of this. Because it does have to look like the stick is in the center on his side there. Okay. And then let me come over here to the dark. And then we're going to start, we'll do a Jigglypuff. I'd like to take some suggestions from the chat too, so I'm not just taking from Instagram, so those of you who are in the chat have an opportunity to be included as well. Let's grab this color and let's just do the side of this, just give it a little 3D definition. Boom! There we go. We've got a Popsicle base. Let's go ahead and select multiple. We'll group that together. We'll hide that. Not this one, this one. And now we have a base. Awesome. So, you know, hold on. I'm gonna select multiple and I'm gonna say copy layers. Give me one sec. I'm gonna pop over here. It's gonna say BRB for a second because I'm gonna open up a new file in Fresco. But I have some NDA artwork at the moment on my homepage, so I can't show it to you. So 1 second. Let's do a 2000 by 2000 square, because I'm realizing too, even though I kind of want to be able to post it directly from here, I also need to be able to have a square one so that I can post it to Instagram, and I can just drag and drop into that other file when I make my reel. It doesn't actually have to be in there. So now I have this new one. I will say paste from clipboard. Beautiful. And then this is better. This is much better because now this can be front and center. And I'm noticing too, outside of here is we can also, oh, why did that paste like that? That's fucking weird. Paste, it should paste layers. Huh. Shit. That's weird. That's never done that to me in Fresco before. Okay, 1 second. This is going to be slightly boring for you guys, because I'm going to have to try something else. If I can't, I'm going to change the shape of this slightly. I'm going to need to do this again, because if it's not pasting from that file properly, then it might not at all. And I would rather be drawing to fix this problem than be troubleshooting my app to fix the problem while I'm live. Also, I have smoothing on, just a little bit, just enough to give me, at least I think I have smoothing on. Yeah, smoothing on. I don't crank it up all the way. I just turn it on just enough to like really get the smooth lines I'm going for while still having the control I need. Because if you turn smoothing on, like brush smoothing on enough, you do sometimes get like where Fresco, like, almost like it takes control of your brush. It doesn't let you have, like, make the lines the way you want to make them. How do I take them out of time lapse? They won't let me undo it. Oh, no! Hold on. It doesn't have a, if you just do it again, it should be fine. Jay wants Eevee. I think you just add the timeout again? I don't know. Liquid, it's good to see you. Deathman's like, oof. We lost one. We lost one. But it's only 5. Yeah, it's only 5. I know, I didn't do it again. It just refreshes. Okay. I didn't do it again. I was gonna let that be your mistake just in case I was wrong. I'll blame it on you. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he timed you out twice. I think that's really weird that he would decide to time you out twice. That's a really strange idea he got in his head that he thought would be acceptable. Yeah. So he's gonna have to wait 5 minutes. Okay. And he said Eevee. Eevee's a possibility. Eevee's a very real possibility. Okay, I'm starting to realize what upsets me about this shape and the perspective of it. So we don't have, there we go. We need something like that. And I made that other one, unusually wide compared to the others because it was coughing, and I think perhaps that using that one as our base was not the best idea, but now I've kind of fixed the perspective on it, because if you noticed, it was leaning weird earlier, and this is what I was seeing in my head right here, just so you guys can see my thought process a little bit. When it was tilted that way, it kind of made it look like it went up and then over, but here you can see we've got that line from the popsicle straight through the middle of this thing now, and it looks good. And it's slightly in perspective because it's turned, but that would be fine. So now what we're gonna do is with this shape. We'll clip it. Why not? And we will just come in here and add the top face of it. We bring it into a 3D shape, bring it into 3D space, and just give this a lip, some body. I'll smooth that edge with a smaller brush. I'll come back and clean it up. So now we're giving it this 3D edge. And it's a little messy, but it won't be forever. Beautiful. I think I might trim it a little bit. But because this is all clipped, I don't actually have to edit the top face and the sides anymore. I literally just have to alter the whole shape itself, which is very nice. Makes things very easy for me going forward. And we can kind of alter this as we change it to different Pokemon. So let's come over here. I'm gonna make that more of a line down, like an actual flat end. Boom. Give it kind of a corner. Come in. Let me give this kind of a corner. And then we'll hide that. Oops, why did I do that? Oh, because I have my thing selected. We'll hide that. Let's try this one more time, since I screwed it up. It's like the same color. Delightful. It's almost like this is my job. Almost as if I do this often. Lady! Hello, lady. It's so good to see you. How are you? How are you, darling? I'm taking requests for Pokemon. As soon as I finish this template sketch for us to make all these popsicles with, I'm gonna start drawing what everybody requested of me, and we're gonna start with, I believe it was Candace on Instagram requested a Jigglypuff, so that is what we will begin with. Just making this little handle 3D. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Just scribble that in. Suppose I could use a lasso for this, but I honestly don't like it doesn't look as organic when I do it with the lasso tool. Boom. I'm also gonna paint bucket this to like a dark gray instead of that. Maybe we will edit this very slightly. Make it a little bit more round. Okay. That might be good enough for me. There's still little tiny things about it that aren't necessarily my favorite, but I think something to keep in mind is that we will be altering these as we go. because they'll be different for each Pokemon. So it's not too bad if it's not exactly the right shape that I want. I just want to make sure I can see it properly. All right, let's go ahead and turn that off. All right, we have a base. We have a base, and it's in its layers, and it's on a square. Let's make this a Jigglypuff, shall we? I am just on another layer. I am going to take black, and I'm going to sketch out basically what Jigglypuff needs to be. So there needs to be a little floof, right? And there needs to be the little Jigglypuff ears. And we'll kind of do them slightly different from each other because it does need to be in perspective. This body needs to be a little rounder because the body comes out on the sides farther than the ears. And we will, like I mentioned, have to alter that shape, you know, make it circular. The sketch doesn't have to be perfect at first, but we are going to put the giant orbs where the eyes go, but because this is one of them popsicles, it's gotta be like, I'm gonna make that part white, and then I'm gonna give it the actual popsicle gumballs, and the gumballs have to make him look derpy. They have to make him look crazy, so we'll do that. I don't usually actually do a mouth for them unless their design, like, it's prominent that they have a mouth. We could maybe fees in like a little kind of mouth. There's a Jigglypuff, and we could do like a little shadow, you know, and then we'll make it melt. We'll have little melties in places, you know, little baby melties, and I think that'll be cute as hell. And do a little spiral. Okay, so that's the sketch for Jigglypuff, and now let's make it Jigglypuff. So I'm going to group, select multiple, and group all of this. We will duplicate that group so that this space that we made is untouched, and then we can come in here with a paint bucket and we can start actually dropping in the proper colors. So Jigglypuff is baby pink, like a nice baby pink, but we're gonna choose like a darker pink for the underside, so we'll go ahead and throw that in there. This top is gonna be the nice pretty baby pink, maybe a little redder. No, not a little redder, something sweet and soft, maybe even closer to white. Yeah, yes. And then let's alter it a little bit. So the shape of this, let's turn our sketch down a little bit, just a tiny bit. And we're gonna start making this base match the Jiggly, right? Lede, I forgot that you used to greet her like that every time. Oh, a Psyduck. Why did I notice that you said that? Oh, you're getting your steps in? Are you getting your steps in at home, or are you out and about today? Okay. Let's go ahead and bring this whole deal out. Oh yeah. Nice and plump. He's got to be chunky, you know, chunky baby. This will be a very chunky boy ice cream. We'll bring the ears up. We still got to come in and alter the pink shape on the other side. what we'll probably will do is bring this ear up. I'm also painting this like as I go in 3D, like kind of leaving room for those 3D places. So we have this, and then you start to visualize it and see it come together as a 3D piece once that top layer comes together. So we'll come over here, we'll sample that pink like so, and then bring it to the edges here, and only to the edges. See there? Might have to cut down the shape of that stick so that the stick leaves a little bit of room. We're gonna have to erase a little bit here, just so the edge of that, well, maybe not. Maybe I don't have to do that. I don't think it needs it, actually. That's fine. It's a little derpy, but I think also the beauty of this project is that it can have some wonky sides and stuff, because whenever you get these ice creams, they're never quite right. They're never quite perfect. This Pokemon food needs to be a reality. The Pikachu one I know is real. At least. Because I've purchased the Pikachu one, but I haven't made a Pikachu yet. I was thinking about never actually doing a Pikachu, because the meme that I use when I upload all of these, I use that clip of the kid that's like, "It's Pikachu!" And I think it would be funny if it was just never Pikachu. You know? I was thinking that would be hilarious. I do want to come over here and subtract a little bit from right here. Oop, oop, oop. Just to make them look rounder. Make his tummy bow out just a little bit. Okay, and then also what we didn't do is, let's take this base, and we gotta bring the head up. I almost feel like with this one, do need to add a little of that definition on top, but maybe not. Maybe this is fine. Okay, so now we have this going on, and we kind of also need, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my selection tools and magic wand the shape of this. And let's grab, let's grab the lasso. And I'm just gonna add with the lasso. Make sure there's no weird parts. Oops. Lasso. And I'm gonna come over here to this. We're gonna unclipping mask that. And we are going to select inverse and erase. So now it's on its own layer, it's not clipped, so I can kind of manipulate it a little bit more. Perfect. Perfecto. This is great. Now let's turn the sketch layer on an even lower opacity so we can just look at it, and we're going to start altering it a little bit. So, the reason why I did not want this to be on a clipping mask is because I want to be able to put the drips. So we're going to come in. I'm going to use my ruler, actually. I'm going to make sure that's, yeah. Boom. Boom. We'll come down here, select this dark pink. Boom. Boom. Let's do here, honestly. Boom. Boom. That might be a little too far apart there for that second one. I just like to keep them straight. Could even do a tiny one. No, we won't do that one. Okay. So we've got these lines, and I'm just gonna round them. Like so. Subtract a little bit, just to make them like kind of cartoony drips. You see? And we could just kind of make them look like little droplets. Like the ice cream is melting, which I think adds kind of a nice touch. You know what I should have up is I should have some of the previous ones that I did for anybody who has not seen them. Is there anybody in chat who hasn't seen the pops that I've done before? I think you guys have seen them. You guys probably know, maybe. Boom. Let's come in here. Ooh. Would you ever do a Mew? A Mew would be great. I think a Mew would be super fun to do, actually. We'll see how many I get to. I'm gonna do a bunch of streams like this where we make a bunch. This might need to be very small because I don't want it to be level with this one. The dark one there. I want it to be at a different length. Yeah, it's kind of lined up a little bit with that other one. Let's do this. Let's make this a tiny drop so that it's not. We just want some variation, some contrast and element here. Make it a little dynamic. So this one can be longer. Boom. I like it. Cute. Little melty ice cream for you. And then let's add the bigger elements. So this is going to be on its own layer. And we are going to find, I'm thinking it would be really nice to choose like a powder blue almost. Like a blue that's so blue it's almost white. Because the Jigglypuff's eyes are like kind of aqua. Pops, where? Yeah. these guys, Liquid. You saw them. Maybe. I feel like an asshole, like just assuming like, as you've seen my previous projects. Because I expect that all of you have seen every previous piece of art I have done. These guys. So I did a Jabba the Hutt, and I did a Thrawn, and I did a Baby Yoda. The Baby Yoda was the first one I did, I believe. I think Thrawn's my favorite, to be honest. Thrawn's my favorite one. So it'll look like that. You know, we're about to put in the face shapes, like so. So it should be fun. Oh, Thrawn's your favorite? That's a shock. I know. Liquid, can you believe it? Can you believe that I would dare? Yeah, I think this is a good color choice for this. And I don't want it to be a perfect circle. I want it to be like kind of funny. In fact, it would be pretty hilarious if this one kind of trailed off the side of the head here. Because that's how you get them sometimes, you know? And we can clip this one. So it just goes, like it just goes off the edge of the pop. That's so funny. That's so funny, dude. And then let's do this color for the mouth. So it's just like a weird little boomerang mouth. Ah! Wah! And then we do need like a darker blue. Let's get something related to this, maybe like a darker blue. For the ears. And it can't be a perfect triangle. The goal really is to make it look like, to give it the derpy air of those popsicles. And then I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna do the little poof on top. And what we could do is, let me actually put this under here. I might clip it. And then let's grab a pink that's like lighter than this. That looks, Jesus. Shut up, Jay. Infinity. Infinity, that's a great emote for this. Okay, and let's put this under the eyes. And then real quick, let's make, I'm gonna grab like an actual ellipse tool. We're gonna make a perfect circle for the eyeballs. Like so. And I'm just gonna take this blue color and we'll drop it in there if I can. What the hell? Pixel. Okay, and let's drag that right here. We want it to overlap. And then we're gonna duplicate that, duplicate. We're gonna throw that up there so it's just wildly uncomfortable for everybody watching. And that's Jigglypuff. So let's color Jiggly in though. Also, I'm thinking, I feel like, is it just me, or does this perhaps need to like this side right here need to like push out more? like from the side. Let me try that real quick. Hold on. Bro, this groove is funky. I just gotta say. I think that's a little bit better. Let's bring this the shape down slightly. Oop. Yeah. All right. So let's remove the sketch and choose a background color, and we're gonna paint. I love this. I feel like it needs blushies, but we can do that with the color underneath. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm seeing it without the shape on it, though, it did need to do that a little bit. And then let's come over to the eyes. Do a little of that. Perfection. Perfecto. Okay. Maybe a tiny bit here, just to clean up this because I couldn't see it under the sketch. That's the stuff right there. Cute. I think that we could actually choose like a blue background. Just because we've got like so much pink here, but if we chose like a blue, and then we grabbed something that's a little more saturated, a little brighter, we'll come in with our soft round brush. Soft round. We'll change that to dissolve, which is already on dissolve. Actually, we're gonna paint bucket in this color, something that's a little more saturated. Ta-da! We'll merge that down. And then let's grab something that's a little closer to white. Make the brush big. Big boy. Why doesn't that look white? Guess we're doing like a straight white. So there's like a little bit of bloom behind it, but I think we need to bring in more of that blue, so you just have like a subtle texture. And then let's do something closer to this. Crank the brightness up a little bit. We're just gonna go around the edges, just a tiny bit. Hit it with the edge. Oh yeah. That's the stuff right there. That works. Maybe not the dark edges. You know what would probably look better, actually, is if I started with the dark and then came in with the brush and hit it with the light. Get a little more that dark texture in it. Instead of it looking like I just scribbled at the corners. Nice! Love! Let's paint up the pop. Okay, so we've got this dark kind of mauve color, yeah? And we've got the light pink color, but we need to start choosing some middling colors that can breathe a little life into it. So we're going to come in here with clipping masks. And with that dark color selected, let's choose something a little more saturated and a little darker, just like so. And we're just going to start adding a tiny bit here. And the goal is to, oh, I see where some of our perspective is getting funky. Let's come in here. Let's go back to my recent. Now that I'm seeing it in more of a 3D space, what we need to do is add more of a curve to this ear. And then we need to add more of a subtraction from this side. And we can even bring that down a little bit more. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! What is that from? Is that from Mario Kart 8? I think that's the Mario sound. We can also add a nice little curve right here because I think it does need to come down just a little bit more. And I kind of thought that earlier, but I don't think I brought it down enough. Beautiful. So that's a start. Let's grab a darker value. We're going to grab maybe something that is a little more red and dark. It's possible that this will not look great. I think we need to offset that even more, actually. This can be difficult. Like, it's a simple shape, truly. But it's not as easy to like get it right for me personally as one might think. I want to untap that. There we go. Duplicate, clipping mask. We got our darker color. Let's grab our soft round. And we need smaller. Gonna darken that. I want it to come from over here, actually. And adding this darker shade here kind of makes it a little more, you know, gives it a little bit more depth. Add a little darker shade into there. Just kind of plays into this vibe that we've got going. I might turn it down on a lower opacity because it's a little dramatic at the moment. We definitely want it underneath this bottom lip here, and around this edge. Definitely where the pops stick goes in. Definitely under here, under this drip. If I turn it on a lower opacity, what does that do? Yeah. And then we'll add one more, and we're going to take something closer to this light pink and start to do that here. And I think that adding this final like layer of that pink really does a lot to blend the layers in, because you have that color coming in right off the edge of it there. And it kind of pushes them together. So like would also come in and do like a harder line right here, almost to blend that edge in totally and just give it that interesting texture right there. Maybe not in both of those places though. Let's do it just on this edge, this like corner. Kind of blurs that line there, which is kind of nice. And add a little bit more here, but not as much as that little corner. Maybe on the edge of this, maybe on the edge of that. Yeah, that's good. So there's the underneath. What I'm gonna do is I will eventually use an adjustment layer to kind of blend these colors in together a little more sternly, a little more, a little nicer. So let's come over and do the same thing to this top. Ooh. Okay. So I've got the blue color, or pink color. I want to take some of this mauve. And I want to add just a little bit here. We'll end up turning it on a lower opacity. But I just want to add a little bit of it in there. So then when I turn it down, it has a little bit of that, oops, 3D, kind of giving it a little bit of depth, like that other side is receding into the distance, but it doesn't change it too much. It just starts to like bring it out, you know, like so. And then from the edge here, let's add another layer. Oops. Let's grab some of this pink that we're using in the bangs and kind of breathe some life into this edge here with these bangs, or with the bangs color, because that just adds a little more brightness. So it like really pulls that corner that's closest to us up into space. Just the pupils look pretty good. What? You only like the pupils, Joe? It's a weird thing to like. Granted, the pupils are the cleanest shapes in this entire piece. They are. Alright, so now let's come over here to the bangs. Is this the bangs? Yeah. And we're going to, because this is already clipping mask, we're going to lock the transparency. We're going to grab this color. No, we're going to grab it from here. Then we'll grab that color. Do like a little swirl kind of thing. And then another clipping mask. Maybe we'll turn this smaller. Grab this color over here. Do a little swirl type beat, you know? And then we could even, let's grab that white. Let's turn that down on a lower opacity. I like that. It might call for an actual hard line. Let me turn the smoothing up. Sure, why not? How long has it been? What time is it? I was hoping to get more than one of these done. We'll see. Okay. Let's do the eyes, shall we? Let's make that a clipping mask, or lock the transparency on that. I think we're gonna grab... What if I put white in here? Oh, I think that the blue I chose is too bright to really... Oh no, that's kind of cool. We're gonna need to grab a darker blue, but not that dark. Blue like that. And then we're also gonna need to add like a shadow under these guys. To give it that depth. Yeah! That's cool. Have you decided on the next one? I actually, lady said Psyduck, and Psyduck's one of my favorite Pokemon. So it might be a Psyduck, actually. And then we're going to merge the eyes, merge, and clip. And then we're going to start making these eyes spherical. Let's grab the white. Look! Let's add some of that darker blue to the underneath shadow. A quillfish would be great. Candace! Candace, you're here! Yeah, Candace suggested Jiggly. So, Candace, I'm gonna post this on Instagram and I'm gonna tag you if that's cool. Because I just thought that it would be cool. I didn't know if you were gonna come in today and I wanted to make sure that you saw it, but I'll tag you in it anyways, even though you're here. The eyes look so good, like bubblegum. Yeah! A low sodium Butterfree. Yeah, I think this was such a good suggestion. I was really hoping, because I feel like Jigglypuff's shape just really lends itself to this kind of project, just, you know, the round body, but I feel like it's so good. I think I want to soften the line of this real quick. Let me grab like a medium brush and let's come in with like a lighter blue or a lighter pink. Can we do even lighter? Yeah. I think it's better if it's like faded a little bit more than I have it. Just like kind of barely there. That's pretty great. You know what it needs too is around the edges here. Let's unlock. Let's come and grab like this, cause the thing is like a lot of this is very soft, but we need some more like we did here, like this bleed on the edge. We need some more right here. So we need to like, yeah. And then like right here. Just like this kind of add this texture-y right there. Let me make this brush smaller actually. Just a little bleed on it. We'll do the same thing right here to the hair. Let me find my hair. Let's unlock that. And do a nice little texture bleed right there. Yeah. Let's do it here. Let's do it like underneath, kind of down. Maybe a little bit over there. I like this. She's the best at Nintendo too. Mario Party. She's also the best singer. Jigglypuff. Dude, I remember that was when I was a kid. That was like one of my favorite parts that would happen on the TV show when Jigglypuff would sing, and I would get mad. I remember being a kid and getting upset. Like they never let her finish. They never stay awake. How rude. Okay. Oh, the mouth. The mouth. Let's lock transparency on that mouth. Yeah. Wah. Wah. Oh, that's so good. I'm pleased with how this turned out. Okay. Oh, the stick. The stick, y'all. Let's do... Let's desaturate. We could make it more yellow. No, let's make it more blue. Like a blue stick? I don't know. I don't know if I want to make it a color. I think I do want it to be... Yeah, something more. Maybe something with more red in it. Yeah, there we go. And then this one. We'll make it brighter. That matches a little bit better. And let's put some lines in it. Lock transparency. Actually, let's not lock the transparency. Let's do our little trick here. Let's unclip that so you can see all my icky lines. Let's magic wand the base. Not like that, magic wand. And then let's come up here, select inverse, inverse selection, and erase. So it's its own layer, and then we can clip to that. Delightful. Let's come in with our soft round. I don't know why I say it that way. Get a big brush. I'm gonna give this a little bit of something, something. Same here. A little bit of that. And then here, clip and clip. And let's grab a darker shade that is a little more saturated. Just give it a little bit of depth, you know? And then on top of that clip, we'll take our worn ass taper brush. And let's lock the transparency on that. Grab our taper. And kind of fade those a little bit. Fresco is so cool. I want a desktop version. There is a desktop version. You can actually get Fresco in your desktop. I personally don't use it though because I don't find it as intuitive personally. I don't use. Maybe it's because I've been using the iPad version so long. But when I try to get in and use the desktop version, I just don't like it as much. But you can use it on desktop. Like if you open the Creative Cloud, the Creative Cloud desktop app, you can install it on your desktop. It's just I don't know. It's really not for me. I'm gonna angle these a little bit. Yeah, it is, you can install it on your desktop. It's just like, I'm so used to like tapping my shortcut and having both my hands like on the screen basically, because I use it on my iPad. And I noticed that like those things, those intuitive hand gestures and motions and everything is really what makes Fresco so easy for me to use. And so like leaving that space to then use it with a keyboard and mouse just doesn't have that same flair for me. However, you might find that you really like it, so I highly recommend trying it. Okay, this looks pretty good to me, but the last thing we're gonna do, like I said before, is we are going to do a color balance. I'm gonna turn my brightness up a little bit so I can see 100%. Let's see what happens if we add a little pink. Yeah, a little more pink. We could add a little more red. I feel like that makes it a little nice. Let's hide and unhide. I like that. It adds a little bit of purple-y shade to the background. And like without it, you can see it's a little dull. But with it, I think that looks pretty nice. We could also come in here and then final touches. Let's do white. I don't know, maybe we don't need it everywhere. Maybe it's just right here on the edge. That's pretty cool. I like it. Annika! What's up? Hey, if you guys aren't following Annika, you really should be. Annika is a fabulous person, an excellent designer, a really just a monumental creative educator, and she's taught me a lot creatively about stuff from graphic design to marketing yourself to social media design and all kinds of stuff. And she's also hilarious. So if you are looking for ways to market yourself online, to like interesting ways to sell some of your graphic design online, and just all around great organizational skills when it comes to working in the creative industry. Annika is your girl. Annika, I'm so sick of this love. Thank you, Val. You know I love you, girl. You actually, I say this though, I'm not talking out of my ass, you know, like I just found one of your videos online. It's so funny working in this industry where like when I want to learn how to do something, I Google it and like my friends come up in the search, but you have a video on, I'm actually going to pull it up and put it in the chat. You have a video for how to sell access to Adobe Express templates that I just came across recently, and I absolutely love this tutorial. And I wasn't sure if you could actually do that, and I Googled to see if that's something that I could do. And the first thing that came up was a tutorial for you. And I just thought that was really freaking cool. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. Yeah, let's see. There's a animating your portfolio. Where is the freaking how to sell? Yeah, earn money by selling access to remixable templates. This is a great video. It's 4 minutes. It's short, sweet, to the point. It tells you exactly what you need to know. And basically, it goes over like if you have an Etsy shop, or she says in the video, like literally any place where you can sell stuff, but she uses Etsy when she does it. There you go. It's really great. So if you're somebody that uses Adobe Express, which is a fabulous tool, I use it every day, literally. That is a great way to kind of turn all of the work that you maybe do for yourself in Adobe Express into something that you can use to earn a little bit of money on the side. So check that out. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Thank you for sharing. Oh, no problem. No problem. I'm gonna be doing that, what you laid out in your tutorial over the weekend, and seeing if it works for me, because I loved it. So. All right, so we did a Jigglypuff. I'm looking at the time. It did take me a couple hours, well, hour and a half to get through this. Maybe we could do another one though, because technically I did spend a lot of that time making the base. So how about we do another one? How about we go for it? I'm gonna grab select multiple. We're gonna grab all of this and we're gonna group that. We'll throw the sketch in there too. We're gonna hide that. We're gonna duplicate our base. Duplicate layer. We'll turn that on. Here's our base. And then I think we were gonna do a Psyduck from Lady or the Tiger. Oh, hold on. Before I forget, I need to leave myself a note here. Candace, what's your at on Instagram again? I need to leave this here for myself so that when I come back to export from Instagram or from Fresco to post on Instagram, I see this and I'm like, oh yeah, tag Candace. Typhlab, welcome in. Oh, yeah, you guys don't know each other, but you probably hear about each other from me all the time. Annika Cho is my boyfriend. Bye, Candace. Okay, hold on. Bye, Candace. God, I have my smoothing on. It drives me fucking crazy when you have smoothing on and like it's not letting you write the words like you want to. Oh my god, did we do the towels properly? We did. We did do the towels properly. Candace Ann. Like that. Like that. I'll put a little heart. Do this. Do this. Okay, so that's gonna be in the file. and I will tag you and give you a little shout out in the Instagram post. And then I'm not allowed to fold towels. No, he's not allowed to fold the towels. I don't allow it. And Lady or the Tiger, are you still here? I think you are. Let's sketch a little Psyduck. Because Lady wanted Psyduck. Let me pull up Psyduck. Am I the only one that sounds out the P when they're trying to figure out how to spell something that has a silent P? I'm an abysmal speller. I always have been. I'm dyslexic and I have trouble organizing letters and numbers anyways. And so like when I try to spell something out, I have to call up a visual representation of it in my head in effort to spell it right. And if I don't say the P sound for the silent P, it doesn't go in the word once I spell it. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright, so a Psyduck is gonna have, we're gonna have the bill. It's just gonna be Psyduck's head. We could do like that, you know? Like the bill of Psyduck. And kind of bring the edge of this out a little bit, which would be really cool. His head is round, so we're gonna kind of round our base a little bit. Boom. We'll round our base out. It's just, I can't not make the noise when I see his face. One of my favorite episodes of Pokemon growing up as a kid was the one where, like, everybody thought Psyduck was, like, a useless piece of shit. They were like, this, I don't even know why we have this Pokemon. He just does nothing. It's like, when you throw him out, it's about as useful as throwing out, like, a Magikarp. He just sits there. He's having a panic attack silently. Like, he's literally having an anxiety attack on the battlefield, and everybody's like, what are you doing? And then they get trapped in that haunted house. And Psyduck's like, oh, I'll kill the house. I'll kill this house and everything in it with my panic attack. Bitches, I am powerful. I just don't mean to be. All right? And that's like his whole thing. That's like his whole thing is that like he's like this magical, amazing duck. He does get a glow up when he evolves, but like until then he's like just this he's like the embodiment of my personal anxiety manifest as a creature. And I make fun of him for having panic attacks, but it's only because I know how he feels. Relatable. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like, you know what? You pushed me far enough. I'm gonna tear this house down with my brain. Okay, so another thing about this though is that like his eyes, technically they look like this, right? Like his eyes do this thing. But this is the, you know, these things. This is the popsicle. So the eyes should be a little derpy. Like they'll be like kind of kidney bean-esque, little droopy. And then I feel like the bubblegum thing should be like small. Okay? And then I also think that we could edit the shape of the little, because he has those three things, we could make it like this. To be like a big scribble at the top, you know. If you guys aren't doing the sounds with me, I don't know if we're real friends. I just want you to know that I refuse to be the only one making the noises. So Candace, you know what to do. You know, I don't care where you are or who can hear you, Candace. I'm gonna need you to make the noise. Lady, you suggested Psyduck, so you're not immune. You're gonna need to do it. I don't care where you're at. These are from memory? No! No, I'm not that good. I do have I have this up. Yeah, I have a little thing. So also, for those of you who are confused that I have been like showing my monitor while I'm working on my iPad, it's because I'm casting my iPad to my computer. And then I have my computer capturing my display where it's showing. So I'm able to show you guys stuff. Because that's the only reason why I hate not being able to show stuff when I stream from my iPad. So I did it that way, because then I can show you guys stuff that I'm looking at. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Candace. You're singing. All right. I didn't ask for that much, but you know what? You get a gold star for going the extra mile. Here you go. Candace is singing songs, guys. What are you doing? Whoa, Buffett. Oh, a Whoa Buffett would be really cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, the little swirls. He represents me when I'm having migraines. Yeah, he represents me when I'm sick of somebody's BS. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm actually going to put the gold star on another layer, because I want it to be there for you guys. You earned this, and I don't want to turn it off. There you go. Alright, so that's a pretty good shape for the Psyduck. Let's go ahead and make it. I think we can get 2 done in a stream. And then, what I'm gonna do, not only am I gonna post these on Instagram, but each of them is gonna have their own reel, and I'm gonna dress up like James again. And I'm gonna walk on to the camera like the other one, in a funny way, because I really wanted to do more of those. Oh look, here I am drawing on my star layer. I really wanted to do more of those reels, because they did pretty well, and they were super fun. You know, they were super fun to do. It's just, I only had one Popsicle that was a Pokemon, but I was like, I could just do more. I could just make more. My Instagram famous yet? Do you like my Pikachus and Pikachons? I don't know how to do the Instagram thing. Are you guys as confused as I am? Are you guys all sad about Instagram? Am I the only one that's sad about it? It's a saddening thing, right? Like being on Instagram and trying to like be famous. Oh no, why am I offline? There I am. Am I back? Am I back, or did it ruin my stream? Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always sad about it. I'm like, why do millions of strangers not look at me on the internet? What will it take to get them to look at me? Please look at me. This is the only way that you can have a job now, I guess. But I just full transparency. Like, I feel like lately my Instagram's been doing better. I can't pretend like, you know, people don't follow me and stuff, but it's nerve-wracking, and like I feel like to get really good at like playing the Instagram game, you got to be like in it every day. You know, you got to be on that grind. You got to be like hungry for those followers and like do that. And I like it, you know, but it's really hard for me to like get on Instagram and pretend for you guys like I am the kind of person that would be famous on Instagram, because I try to be as transparent with you guys as possible about like, I'm kind of an inside cat, and I just like to draw pictures and sit. But like, so it feels weird, like marketing myself there, where I'm like, hey guys, look at me in this reel. Aren't I glamorous? Don't I live a glamorous art life? But that's not the truth. The truth is I'm terrified all the time. It's a specific design aesthetic, I think, too. Yeah, like you gotta be up on like the trends, and it's like I just finally got used to this other trend, and now you want me to start designing my Instagram different to match the new trend, and I just don't, I'm at a loss. You know what I mean? This just drives me crazy because I don't know how to keep up with it. And then, like, there's all these apps and stuff that, like, claim to, like, teach you the thing, but they just want your money. And I'm like, that's so wrong. I'm starting to think nobody knows, and everybody who is Instagram famous got there by accident, and they're just continuing to do the thing they accidentally did right. That's what I think. Unless you, like, started out with pull already. That's what it feels like. You know, like, maybe you started out with, some kind of pull. There's some people that, like, started from nothing, started from the bottom, and then they're just larger than life. But I feel like when I see those people interviewed, what I see is them going, yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I'm like, this doesn't help me. I don't know, I just put my work in a squarish format, but it's not enough. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. You heard of me on Twitch? Yeah, I used to stream on Twitch a lot. I was partnered over on Twitch TV. And I streamed there for a lot of years. That's actually how I got my start creatively. I was doing creative work before Twitch for some years, but I didn't start doing it for a living really until well, I took jobs and stuff, but I wasn't supporting myself on my creative work full time until I started streaming on Twitch. And then I got hired by Adobe in 2015 to do live streams for them, and then they migrated from the Adobe Twitch channel to start what is now called Adobe Live on Behance. And I joined that project at the beginning as a community moderator because I had knowledge of streaming and could be the kind of person that could, like, keep the chat safe and keep all the rules enforced. And then I also started streaming there, and now I'm here. And I've picked up some pretty cool freelance stuff along the way. But live streaming, I think, is one of the things I really do not think that I would be who I am professionally today if I did not start live streaming. And this is the first time that I'm, like, live streaming for myself now in years. Like, I was juggling my own personal Twitch channel and streaming for Adobe at the same time for a few years there, but it became a lot of work. It was too much to handle all at once, so I didn't do that anymore. So now I'm kind of getting back into it. I'm kind of, you know, and I feel like YouTube, you know, I do still have my Twitch channel and stuff, but Twitch isn't always all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of stress that comes with it, and I would like to eventually build up my YouTube channel to be something that I'm proud of, and it made sense that if that is a goal that I eventually have for myself, that if I start streaming again, maybe I should do it here so that everything is all in one place, and I'm not, you know, trying to hope people come to, you know, several different locations to consume my content, but it's all, like, in one little area. I love art, both digital and physical. Yeah. Me too, man. Traditional art is something that I wish I did more of. I actually have a deep love of ceramics. I love to sculpt with, like, soldate clay, and I did it for a lot of years when I was going to school. And the urge and, like, passion for it never left me. It's just, I don't have a kiln, so it's not something that I can, like, do easily for myself, but I'd love to do that because I like to sculpt, like, creatures and monsters and stuff traditionally. It's something that I really enjoy. Don't worry about it, but nobody knows me. That's okay, hey! That's fine, man. I used to spend hours editing photos to get likes, but I don't anymore. That was silly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I used to do constantly, just because I was like, I think this is what you do to be popular. But you know what I've started to realize is that when the years that I spent forcing myself to do things that were wildly uncomfortable for me because I thought that that's what the people wanted, it was true. It was what some of the people wanted, but you know what? When you force yourself to make content a certain way, you eventually will burn out, right? And then all of a sudden, you have this whole freaking community that you've built off of content that you never liked to make in the first place. So then you kind of trap yourself into being beholden to like the task of creating stuff that makes you miserable. So I think that really even though for some people, depending on what they want to do, it might take a little bit longer, but I really think that you should do what brings you joy, what makes you happy, because then you will be doing the things that make you happy, right? And you might get burnt out on certain kinds of content every once in a while because that's just the natural way of things, but you will not be forcing yourself day after day to create content and generate content that you can't stand until you go insane. And I trapped myself in weird cycles like that where I was actually just making content I hated making it, and I wanted to stop making it, and but I was like, now everybody that just followed me over the last year, they only follow me for this. I want to thank Minecraft for leading me to Twitch and Val. Yes! Yes! I miss the Minecraft days. I do. You know, I also, real quick, just side note about this sketch, I kind of want to see if doing the big eyes on him will be fine, because I'm realizing, like, this is a cute illustration, but I don't think it's going to look like the other ones, and I wanted to give him small pupils because that's what the character has, but none of the other Popsicles I've done have eyes like the character. They have eyes like the Popsicle. So I'm thinking it doesn't matter if they're small. I'm thinking it needs to be like the Popsicle. This is great. Oh no. I think they look good big. That's terrifying. That's awful. What if we make them cross-eyed? That could work. I feel like we should move. Oops. Let me do a new layer. I think that looks good. You guys will have to tell me what you think. Okay. This base is looking amaze. Let's go ahead and select. Let's magic wand this and invert the selection. We'll unclip this and erase the edges so it's its own thing. And then let's turn the sketch down. And let's make some magic, shall we? Alright, we're going to choose colors. We're going to choose the color of our gold star. Let's actually do that color. Let's choose something that's more orangey. This is a mango flavor. He's mango flavor for sure. And then we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do, let's go ahead and clip to this. And with our brush, let's grab this color. Let's make it, desaturate it. Make it a little brighter. And we're going to draw out the shape for his beak, and we're going to continue it down. And we'll color the lip of it a different color, like a lighter color on the beak, like on the edge there, where the beak touches the side that I've made. Better topic. Also tell us about the illustration agencies you're looking for. I saw your story. Oh, sorry, I just saw that, Candace. Are you still here? So I'm having, it's difficult looking for, through illustration agencies. I've found several of them that I really like, but it's hard because a lot of these agencies, they say, you know, they want you to apply to them and they want you to tell them why you want to be with their agency specifically, right? And I want to be with their agency because they have, you know, like a roster of really amazing talents, and I want to be included, you know. But for the most part, what I want more work, you know. I want more freelance work. I need the support of an agency to help me find freelance illustration gigs so that I can feel secure in my career and in my life, you know. That's why anybody, I think, would want an agency. But I find it really difficult personally to, like, you know, to make those applications, because the applications, they're like, tell us why you like us. But it's like, I'm applying to dozens of places, and you have to apply to dozens of places, because a lot of these agencies, they're not going to message me back. It doesn't matter who I've worked with in the past, or, you know, being Voodoo Val from Adobe Live doesn't matter, because they have people who are larger than life compared to anything I've ever done. And I don't think they want an application where I'm, like, you know, telling them about jobs that I've had in the past. They want to know why it's important for them to take notice of me now. And I struggle to do that, you know, like, I struggle to tell somebody why I'm worth it, because I'm hypercritical of my work constantly. So that's been, like, really difficult. I think I'm in the middle of learning a serious lesson about appreciating myself and appreciating my own work as I go through this process, you know. And it's daunting, I think, for anybody. It would be daunting, you know, to be in the situation where you have to tell a couple dozen different places, you know, why you want to work for them when you are applying to so many. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to tell all of these places individually when I kind of ran out of the places that I dreamed of being represented by, like, a few weeks ago, and now I'm also applying to other places because I haven't heard back from other people, you know. So I don't know how to tell them why I want them. Does that make sense? I fear that ends up sounding like really shallow or like unmotivated, but I think that's a very human, very real dilemma of, like, looking for an agency. And a lot of them, they're like, I try to choose places that look like, you know, if I were to be represented by this place, I would feel really proud to tell people that I am represented by them. You know, I don't want to just apply to just anybody, but the truth is that if I get chosen by an agency, they probably will not get back to me for months, you know, and I'm looking for work in that meantime. And it's nerve-wracking for sure. Like, it feels weird putting myself out there so boldly, and it feels weird to pitch myself so often. I've never been very good at pitching myself, and telling people why I am the greatest, because I never feel like the greatest, you know? Yeah, I went to grad school. I don't know, lol. I kind of got turned off from agencies. I get some clients on Upwork, but sometimes it's slow. I think that your community is important, though. They'd be lucky to have access to your following. Us. Yeah! I never watched that game until Val. I never watched since. That game scared me so bad. Which one? It tickles me that I stumbled onto her stream because she was playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah! Give me simple shades of gray with a vibrant brew logo in the form of a closed tag. Like, are you talking about, like, an actual, client inquiry you've gotten, Tyflab? Because it's really, you know, it just feels strange. I've never worked with an agency, and I've actually had people, be quite surprised, that I have worked some of the gigs that I've worked without an agent. Because someone asked me who was representing me and got me a Lucasfilm gig, and I was like, I've never been represented before. I have no idea. And they were like, how did you? Because typically, apparently, I didn't know that. Apparently, a lot of things like that, like opportunities like that, typically are, like if you have an agent would find that to you, and seldom are like single entities approached personally for it. But that makes sense to me now, because since doing that job, I've really, really wanted to do that work again, and I have not been able to find another gig doing like book cover design or book sleeve design, which is really what I'd love to do. I'd love to have my art on book covers in like the horror and science fiction fantasy section in Barnes and Nobles or something. Like I would really love that, or have my art as the cover on Audible audiobooks, like that sort of thing. I would really, really love to be able to do that, but I've done the interior so far. And I have no idea how to get hired for the other parts of the book. I don't know how to do it, but it makes sense that, like, if I got that, and that was, like, you know, that I've gotten more gigs from that same person, doing, like, the other Star Wars book that I did. So it's not like it was a one-off and then nothing else ever again. I do have more opportunities from there. It's just that I don't know if I would be invited to do other stuff in other capacities, because it was kind of an unorthodox way that I was found, maybe? I'm not sure. It's difficult, and it's something that I don't fully understand. So it's interesting, to say the least. What about an entertainment attorney instead of an agent? But I also work in film. Not on hiatus, but I'm on hiatus with strikes and get real deal memos. Interesting. What is an entertainment attorney? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Can you educate me a little bit on what that means? What about vinyl record album covers? Oh, hell yeah. I would love to do that. A Voodoo Val record cover would be extra hot sauce, in my opinion. I would hella do that. Yeah. I hear you, but you need to brag. Show confidence. The agencies are missing out on an upcoming artist. Thank you. Thank you. Voodoo Vinyl. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've sometimes realized that, like, you kind of have to put it on a little bit and schmooze a little more confidently than you feel, and I do that every once in a while. It just is something that doesn't come naturally to me, and never has, because I can be a very extroverted person, like when I'm live streaming, but for the most part in real life, I am more introverted. You know, I have a very short battery when it comes to being out and about in the world and interacting with people. And it's just, it translates differently on a live stream because I'm at home. So like going out and doing those go-getter things are not always easy for me. It's not my natural state. That's cute. His little hair. Like all your fan fictions. Hey, I do write fan fiction. I write fan fiction all the time. They would interact with the client, Lucasfilm, and look over your contract and negotiate you intellectual property. Attorney wouldn't get you the gigs, but helps with professionalism and negotiations. Oh, that's great. Yeah. That would be really great. I do also need somebody to like find the gigs for me. Because ideally what I'd like to do, honestly, what I would really, really love is the opportunity where like, because right now live streaming and the supplement of freelance work, like side gigs and stuff, that's how I make all of my living. You know, like picking up, I've picked up projects that like I can't tell everybody about because they're not things that I can release to the public, and I've done some projects that have yet to be released, so I also can't talk about those just yet. And that in and of itself is a little difficult because then I spend a lot of time doing work that I can't show the world to say, hey everybody, I've done this thing and I can take work for this kind of stuff and yada yada. But ideally it would be nice to do streaming as I feel like doing it, and be able to have the freedom to have most or all of my major income just coming from like being able to do side gigs, you know, and being able to do side gigs that are time sensitive but are things that I can do from a mobile workspace, so that I can, if I decide that I want to travel, I can do certain things, because a lot of my work currently, I need to be in a certain place for it, and I need to interact in a certain way for it, and it can be very tiring. Yes. The fact that I have free access to literally hundreds of vinyl albums, and starting to get into it has nothing to do with me wanting a Val album cover. Nope, none at all. Insert guilty face. That's fine. Thousands. Oh man. You'll have to take some pictures of your favorite ones. I'd love to see them. This is pretty good, guys. Let's go ahead and turn this sketch off. That's a good Psyduck. Also, Voodoo merch, I just re-signed up for Shopify and have been selling handmade drop shipping. It's an amazing feeling when a sale comes in and you're just chilling on the couch. It's like, yes. You know, I've always wanted to have a sticker and enamel pin shop. Like, I really want to. Can I drop ship? Like, so when you use Shopify, I don't really understand Shopify. When you use Shopify, Candace, do you make your own physical products and then they hold them and drop ship for you? Or do they make your products and ship them and you don't touch them, really? Except for, like, maybe quality samples. Like, how does that work? Is Shopify just a place to put your shop, or are they a manufacturer of some kind? Because I have some cool ideas for, things I want to do. Throwing a crazy idea, dream. Have you ever seen people making their own hardcover bookbinding art for books? If I knew how to do that, it would be cool to get your work rebound on Star Wars books, for example. Yeah, you know, I've seen people do that. I've seen people do it, and I don't know how to do it myself, but I did think that, like, if there was a way for me to do that I would do some custom ones, but I'd have to look into it and see. Okay, let's do a little bit of something on here. This is like mango banana. You know? The flavor for this. Yeah, I thought about voodoo merch. I was actually talking to my boyfriend earlier today, and I was saying, you know, it would be a lot of work, but doing a tarot card deck, I feel like could be good for me. Like, I think people just like with my vibe and my brand and everything, I feel like a lot of people would respond very well to a Voodoo Val tarot card deck, you know. And so that's something I've been toying around with. It's something that I've started a few times, and didn't finish because I really would want to like hone a great style for it. But that's something that I was thinking. Oh, are you working on Oracle cards? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's amazing. I've always really wanted to do my own tarot deck. Because it's just, I read tarot myself, and I don't do it often. Like, I don't claim to be like a serious reader, but I have a deck. I have several decks, actually, and it's something that's always interested me, and it's something that I've done over the years, and I have like a little kit of mine. My mom too, and so it's something that interests me personally, that I think would be kind of fun. Kind of fun to do. Would be neat. That's my dream, to own Val Tarot deck. I have tried for years not to annoy you and bug you. You know, you're one of the people that got me to try my first time on Twitch, I believe. And then I was like, this is a lot of work, and I didn't finish it. But I've thought about that. I've thought about that over the years, and I'm like, you know, one of these days I'm gonna have to do it. There's a lot of people on Twitch who are waiting for a tarot deck. Voodoo banner flag prints might be interesting. Banner flag prints. I don't even know what that is. You guys are teaching me some things. Like just big prints for like the tapestry prints on fabric. That could be fun to do. I could see myself doing something like that. Ophelia has a great start for your tarot vibe. You know, I was thinking that I would either do it like with each suit is a connected painting with like some kind of creature or person evolving every card, and so like if you put all the pentacles together, it forms one super long painting of like a woman transforming into something or something like that. Or I would do them not like full-blown paintings, but like more graphic art with like gritty textures. That's kind of what I was teetering between. I might have just made it up. That's fine. That's fine. playing with my Shopify now, it's pretty easy. I should jump on that. I really should. That's a great idea. Maybe I'll do some experimentation this weekend and kind of see what I can come up with. You guys have inspired me to try some new stuff. Because that's, you know, that's what we all want, right? It's just like just to be able to make something and have whatever you make like turn out really well. And it's hard to make that a decision initially for like what you ought to put your time into, like what would do well with your audience and stuff. And like, especially if you foot the bill yourself for like something, it can be nerve-wracking to make that initial decision. But I just try to think about, like, I think the people who follow me are a little bit magical. I think the people who follow me like Star Wars, you know? I think in general the people who follow me are a little bit nerdy, in a very inquisitive way. And sometimes the people who follow me are just following for like digital painting and creative tips. But I think I have a lot of people who are following because the aesthetic of a lot of the things that I do is to their liking. And so sticking to things of that nature, I think, is the best way to go for me. And I think that like a tarot deck would be something that people in my personal community would respond well to. Who's that? Jerry talking about, like, you know, some interesting like maybe tapestry prints could be really cool, because they're probably people who already have like kind of a tapestry art piece in their home, or they want one, you know, that sort of thing. So good ideas. Your art just seems like banner art. Yeah, maybe I should do more of that kind of stuff then. If that's the vibe you get, maybe I should test that out. Yes, exactly. And honestly, just selling vintage on Depop, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark helps a lot with getting used to selling. Maybe I should try that. I thought about like reselling stuff on Facebook Marketplace and things, because or even just on eBay, because I do like to work with my hands, do traditional work. It's just my traditional work is more like it's not like traditional painting. I like to sculpt, or I like to alter things, you know, like soup stuff up, do like sculptures and things. You have very high design strength in your work. Thank you. We are nerds. Yas. Speaking of nerds, I need your nerd opinions. Do we give him dark eyes? Because I feel like there's no bubblegum that's this color. I feel like we need to do like orange. You know? Something like this. Like, even though it might be a little awkward. Crap. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I feel like they need to be dark. Like this. We could take like some yellow. Purple eyes? Purple could be nice. Purple could be nice. Let's do this, and then we'll use some fancy magic in fresco to alter them. bright orange. Yeah, like orange. Let's try a hue and saturation. Let's see what purple would look like. Purple could be cool, but I almost feel like the orange is the way to go because that orange contrasts really well with the other, like it's like dark against all that light, but it also is still like sort of related closely to what we've got there and kind of feels right in a way. So I almost feel like we should keep them, like a yellowy orange, and I'm thinking if I throw in a layer like so and then turn that down in a lower opacity like that. And just make them like kind of like this. Oh, you gotta take off? Are you leaving? Alrighty. I'm just about done here. I am just going to add a few finishing touches to the edge of the eyes here. Get some of that color bleed we like on the edge. And do the same thing here. I'm going to add a little bit of light. Yeah, I'm going to add some shadow underneath them, Jerry, like this. Here, we'll do that. We'll do that real quick. We add a little bit of this right here, so we could take like red. That is much darker. We do like a nice shadow so that it just looks like they're sitting, like they're sitting on top of the ice cream a little bit. Because I feel like that makes it really, really look, you know, very 3D. And then on top, it's good to take like some straight up white. Oh, you meant love. Okay, cool. Because that makes them look really 3D. This is my ideal Friday. Your Friday? Yes! Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, the drips! We didn't add drip! There's no drip to it. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to tidy up these edges. Because the texture I put in doesn't quite go that far. Some of them I can make a little bit shorter. We need drip. We do. He do though. Get like dark color in here. And then let's do the same thing from the beak. Oops, did not want to do that. Why? Oh. That goes over. Does it? Yeah, here. Gotta do it on this. Let's do like a drip from the eye too. And I'll have to bring the texture down. That's kind of cool. I'd wear it, and I don't wear jewelry. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign then. Okay. That looks pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Let's do the pop stick. Let's grab this color. Just to tie in, you know, more of our colors we're using. Maybe that's too dark. Yeah, there we go. And let's make our taper brush tiny. Not that tiny. And let's lock that transparency. Do a little painting. I like that. All right, let's choose background. Let's choose a background for it. Let's do like a, I think maybe a dark orange. And then let's grab the soft round enlarge brush. And let's take like some of this from in here. And then some of that. That looks pretty good. Do some pure white in certain places to like really give it a glow. Maybe not that white. Hold on. Let's try a lighter orange. We could do that. I'm gonna turn off your gold star, sorry. We could do that, and then what we could do is we could actually take a clipping mask and we could find a darker color that we like, and we could clip a darker shade to the whole thing, just to really show that edge, like that. In fact, I would probably actually do it. Hold on, let me leave it there. What I would do is group all this, select, and then bring this just above that, so that under here I could do some darkness. So something like that could work. And then I think that we probably could benefit from maybe grabbing like this bright yellow and doing a little paint bucket and bringing that down so it's not so crazy. And then let's go ahead and select multiple, and we'll group it, and then let's add a color balance and clip it. Let's try something more, honestly, more yellow kind of looks nice. I kind of want to separate the background from it more though. Let's do like a, yeah, just get a little bit more visibility on it. Dang, Val, you hit the spot. Looks like the old time film theater movie poster. Yeah, so delicious. I'd buy that for $1. Sorry, I went flit off the rails with excitement for a second. Runs through chat with Voodoo Pom-Poms. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Val stream. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, I like it. We could put a little bit, ooh, cancel. I want my brush. We could put a little bit of, yeah, there we go. That kind of gives me the vibe. I did like the more orange in the background, but maybe lighter is what we actually need, because having that pop of bright right back there is actually quite nice. Quite nice. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, and that was Lady or the Tiger who suggested that. Lady, remind me of your Instagram handle. Are you still in the chat? Are you still around? You still around, girl? Val, do you do physical? What does that mean? The gumballs are so good. Thank you. I really like the way the gumballs came out. I think you're Megalot on Instagram, right? 2 Megalot. Okay. Okay, okay. I'm just leaving myself a little note. Alright. So when I post it, I'll probably end up posting them tomorrow because I'm exhausted now and I'm gonna go eat some food and then I'm gonna lay down for a little bit and I probably will get too tired to turn my computer back on. That's just, I'm being honest. So I'll probably post these tomorrow. And I will tag you guys. Let's take a look though. Let's do an up close look. So we got our Psyduck. We got our Psyduck. And we got our Jigglypuff. The Jigglypuff is so cute. Wow. I reminded you how awesome I am. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm super proud of these. I think that we did good. Thank you guys so much for making Pokemon suggestions. There will be another one of these streams on Friday. Every Friday I'm gonna paint Pokemon for a while. I might end up like every so often changing the theme of the Friday stream, but for right now it's Pokemon, Popsicles, and you guys can jump in here on Fridays or in the stories on the Reels and you can check out the live streams, suggest some Pokemon. It should be a good time. That is all for me today though. I've had a blast. Thank you all very, very much for joining me. I'm gonna take off and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning if you guys are down to hang out for Saturday morning cartoons. And then I'll see you Sunday too. So, alright guys, much love. Okay, bye.